I bought this full electric automatic dual heat press from Alibaba, pressed it more than 10,000 times to make more than 5,000 t-shirts, and today I'll be giving you a full review of this heat press, show you where I got it, and most importantly, how much it cost. As a bonus, I will show you my pressing strategy so that there's no downtime between presses. Let's make t-shirts. So just a brief background, I purchased this heat press from Alibaba in the middle of January 2022. But due to delays caused by COVID and the Chinese holidays, the press was not dispatched until March 14th and we received it on May 14th. Hey everyone, we wanted to show you something. We just got this package that we ordered off of Alibaba. You can watch this TikTok. It shows you our unboxing of this heat press. Now we've used this heat press for just about 6 to 7 months and here are my takeaways. First off, this is the B2 2N Pro Max, which first came out in 2020. It comes in 110 volt, 220 volt, and 380 volt versions. It runs 18 amps, has a full weight of 160 kilograms or 397 pounds. It's fully automatic, and hear this, it does not need an air compressor. It has a touchscreen control panel, 1-year warranty, and a temperature range from 0 to 399 degrees Celsius. That's 399 Celsius, not Fahrenheit, Celsius. Now this heat press comes with two 16 by 20 inch platens that are easy to remove. It has that quick lock system that you just flip, remove the platen, get the one that you want, put it back in, and then lock it. Because of this, I bought additional platen sizes so that I have some platens for your sleeves, your collar, your pants, even your neck tag. This also comes with 2 laser guides per platen. I try to line them up for center and left chest placements, but it's so difficult to align and I just ran out of patience and gave up. Now this thing is very easy to use. To operate it, all you have to do is turn it on, set the time, temperature, and pressure using the LCD panel, and pressing this menu button allows you to do all of that. On the right side, you have 2 knobs, one to control the speed that the heat plate is moving from one platen to the other, and another knob that allows you to choose between automatic and manual movement. So how accurate is the temperature on the heat plate? To check for accuracy of the press's temperature, I pointed a temp gun at the heat plate set at 325 degrees Fahrenheit, and this is what happened. Okay, I'm going to turn it on and see how long it takes to reach 325 degrees Fahrenheit. So as you can see there, it increases pretty rapidly, about 1 degree every couple of seconds. That big guy over there takes about twice as much time as this thing to get to the right temperature. We're at 14 minutes and 16 seconds to get to 325. And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna use this temp gun. By the way, make sure that you have one of these so that we can measure the temperature on the hot plate. We're at, it says here, we're at 327 right now. Let's see how it measures the temperature. Okay, so it's giving me some off measurements, so I'm going to take off this Teflon sheet because it's hanging right now, and I think that's what's causing the problem. By the way, I call it a heating plate, but I don't really know what it's called. Let's try that again. So here we go. We're going to go to the middle. Middle is about a little low. On the side there, much lower. Same thing here. Oh, here it's about, oh, it's about perfect there. Maybe I just don't have it at the right angle. So at a 90-degree angle, it gives me 337 degrees. It's a little bit hot in the middle. The measurements are off because we're not hitting it at the right angle. I'm assuming 90 degrees is the right angle for it. I know what I'm gonna do. Just give me a second. So I'm going to remove the Teflon sheet. I'm going to remove that platen and I'm going to move this back to its original spot. All right, let's try that again. But sometimes the heat press, when it cools down, it activates those, the heating coils inside and makes it heated up more than the target temperature. So yep, in the middle, consistent. Now this thing is a beast. It took 3 full-grown men to carry it upstairs, not including the stand, just the press itself, and we were struggling. Now I'm not a very technical person, but if you go under the press, you'll see a gear that turns a belt that moves the heat plate side to side. There's a piece that keeps the plate in line as it moves, and the press moves smoothly from side to side. However, as it moves, I can hear a weird creaking noise. Now, I'm pretty sure that this is something that's an easy fix, probably with a little bit of WD-40. So the heated plate moves up and down using a gear system that is found in this casing. The mechanism is very sturdy and has to slip once in 10,000 presses. However, as the heated plate gets pressed down onto the platen, you will see that the post shifts back significantly. Although this hasn't affected the press's performance to date, I'm worried that with continuous pressing, the tension on the post will eventually cause it to crack or bend the guide bar underneath it. Now, these are the typical sounds of an automatic heat press that uses compressed air. These sounds would be okay in an actual shop, especially if your compressor is outside, but we make our shirts in the upstairs family room, and we're worried that the sound would bother our neighbors and they would call the cops or, God forbid, the HOA on us, for pressing t-shirts late at night. One of our biggest reasons for choosing this full electric heat press is that it's super quiet. This clip shows you all the sounds that you hear as the heated plate moves from one platen to another. So how do I press using it? First, I place one shirt on the right platen, line up the DTF transfer, and press these two buttons. As the heating plate goes to the right and down, I grab a second shirt and place it on the left platen. When the first shirt has been pressed, the heating plate will go up. I press the buttons again, and the heating plate goes to the left. Now, even though I use those two buttons and keep it in manual mode, you have to remember that this press has an auto mode. In this mode, the heating plate will move left, up, right, down, without you having to press any buttons. Now, going back to the pressing process, as the heating plate moves to the other side, I grab this shirt, lay it on the table to cool, grab another one, and place it on the free platen. Now, before I tell you where I got it, let me get this disclaimer out of the way. I am in no way or means compensated by this company for reviewing their heat press. In fact, I used my own money to buy and ship this heat press so that we can use it for our own fulfillment purposes and feel like it's a good investment and a great alternative to similar equipment that are available in the United States. Now, this is the page that I ordered from. I'll post a link in the description below. I recommend chatting with a company representative and ask all of the questions that you have. Make sure that you investigate the company profile, how many heat presses they've sold, how long they've been in business, are they verified? These are some very good questions that you have to answer before you buy from them. As you can see here, I started looking at this press around December 3rd of 2021, and I reached out to their sales representative and we went back and forth on chat, and I investigated, the credibility of the company. And once I was satisfied, I went on with the purchase, hope for the best, because this was our first major purchase from Alibaba, and we just waited and waited. When the press came, there was an issue with the gear not being locked in place, and I don't know if it was a production error or something that happened, but I ran into a little bit of a problem. This is the main reason. It's supposed to go here when I moved the press or during shipping, but it wasn't working right. So I reached out to them. They were actually pretty good about sending it. They sent it the next day and it just came. And they very quickly sent a replacement part. They even sent me videos on how to fix it. And once I had a replacement part, it took me about an hour to fix it. And within that same hour, I was able to run it, and we did some test presses that same night. Now let's talk price. Believe it or not, we bought this heat press, including all the extra platens and the stand, for $1,671. Yes, $1,671. Now, this was in January of 2022, and I'm assuming that there's been some changes with the prices since then, but $1,671, can you imagine that? Now, we shipped it by sea for around $1,100, so it brought our total spending to $2,771 for this heat press with the stand, with the extra platen. Now, I know that this seems like a big amount, and it really is. $2,700 is no joke, but if you compare it to dual platen heat presses that you can find here in the United States, you would realize that it's a friggin' steal. That's pretty cheap, because a dual heat press setup like this without the stand and with the use of a compressor, which you have to buy separately, would be about, I'd say, $7,500, not including your shipping or your freight going to you. So is it worth it? After having this press for 7 months and pressing 5,000 shirts with it, I can say that I'm very happy with this press. We've cut our power consumption by half and doubled our production capacity without increasing our manpower. The build is sturdy enough to last tens of thousands of presses more, and if small parts like this gear or that belt break, it will be very easy to find replacement parts right here in the United States. So I'm very, very happy with this press, and I would not hesitate to recommend it. Now, of course, as a buyer, you should do your due diligence, do your research, and talk to different suppliers. And if you can find them, talk to customers that have bought the same press. Ask them about the press's performance, what they like and dislike about the press, and how their buying and after sales experience was. So again, I'm not a technical person, I'm not an expert on heat presses, but this is my take on this dual heat press from Fuzhou. I hope you learned something from this, and if you have any questions, put them in the comment section below and I will answer them as fast as I can. Thanks for watching. Until next time.